All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down the system, the actual blueprint behind content that doesn't just get seen, it completely takes over the internet. And here's the key. It's not by accident, it's by design. We're talking about engineered contagion. So let's start with a feeling I'm sure you know all too well. Why is it that some content just explodes, seemingly out of nowhere, while other stuff, maybe even your stuff you know is great, just vanishes? You pour your heart and soul into it, and crickets. It's frustrating, right? What is the secret sauce here? Well, here's the thing that changes the entire game. Virality is not a lottery ticket. It's not just luck or some random lightning strike. It's a science. It's something that can be measured, and more importantly, it can be engineered. And that's what we're doing today. We're going to look at the actual technical blueprint. So what is this blueprint? Well, it's a framework, a really powerful one called steps. Now, I want you to think of these as more than just helpful tips or suggestions. No, these are the 6 core technical specifications for engineering content that people don't just want to share, they feel compelled to share. Okay, so let's quickly run through what these principles are. We've got social currency, triggers, emotion, public, practical value, and finally, stories. You get these 6 ingredients right, and you literally stop hoping for success and start building it piece by piece. First up is social currency, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We share things that make us look good, things that make us look smart or cool or like we're in the know. It's like when you share a great piece of content, you're not just sharing the content, you're sharing something about yourself. Your content has to give people that status, that currency they can spend with their friends. Okay, next up, triggers. The idea here is top of mind, tip of tongue. You want to link your content to something people already see or think about every day. It's kind of like a little mental nudge. The big challenge, though, to jump on a trend or moment, you have to be incredibly fast. We're talking lightning fast production speed. All right, number 3 is emotion, and honestly, this one is a monster. It's so simple. When we care, we share. Emotion is maybe the most powerful driver. But, and this is a huge but, not all emotions are created equal. Some make people share like crazy, and others, well, they do the exact opposite. Number 4 is the public principle. Think of it like this. People are herd animals. We're way more likely to do something if we see other people are already doing it. It's social proof. That observability is what drives imitation. So your content, your ideas, they need to be built to show so they can grow. 5th, we have practical value. This one's pretty straightforward. Is your content genuinely useful? Does it solve a problem, offer a solution, or just make someone's life a little bit easier? If it does, people will share it just to help out their friends. But, and this is key, it has to be super easy to understand. No one's going to share a complicated manual. And wrapping up the 6 principles, we have stories. Look, our brains run on narrative. We're just wired that way. You can throw a bunch of facts and figures at someone, and they'll forget them in 5 minutes. But wrap that same information in a compelling story, it becomes memorable. It becomes retellable. A story is like a Trojan horse for your idea. It just slips right past our defenses and gets lodged in our memory. Okay, so we've got the 6 principles. Now I want to zoom in on what I think is one of the most powerful and misunderstood of them all, emotion. Because honestly, if you mess this part up, it doesn't matter how good the rest of your content is, it's just going to fall flat. So let's really dig into the mechanics here. And here's where it gets really, really interesting. It's not just about any emotion. It's about a specific type of emotion. We're talking about high arousal versus low arousal. High arousal emotions are the ones that get your heart pumping, awe, excitement, amusement, even things like anger and outrage. They make you want to do something. Low arousal emotions, like contentment or sadness, do the opposite. They actually make us passive and less likely to share. And just look at this. The chart says it all, doesn't it? The data is crystal clear. The difference in shareability between content that triggers high arousal emotions and content that triggers low arousal ones, it's not just a small gap. It is a massive, massive difference. It's not even in the same league. So the big question is, how do you actually get those emotions on camera reliably? Well, you can't just ask for them. You have to elicit them. And one powerful way to do that is with something called an epistemic interview. This is not your typical Q&A. This is a structured process using really confronting high-stakes questions designed to create psychological tension. That tension is what brings out real, raw, authentic emotion. Okay, so we've covered the why, the theory behind all this. Now let's get super tactical. Let's talk about the how. This is the producer's playbook, the actual steps you take to put all this into practice. And the very first rule of this playbook might surprise you because it completely flips conventional wisdom on its head. Most people think success is all about fancy editing and slip effects. Wrong. Your energy, a full 80% of it, should be focused on curation, on just finding that one perfect, golden, emotionally charged moment in your footage. And here's the data to back that up. This is absolutely crucial. That curation, that process of intelligent selection, accounts for a staggering 93% of a clip's viral potential. Let that sink in. 93%. Your success is basically locked in before you even open your editing software. It all comes down to picking the right moment. So what this means is you have to build your entire production timeline around this idea. In pre-production, you're not just writing, you're vetting your subject and locking down the script to guarantee that core story and emotion are baked in. In production, using 2 cameras and backup audio isn't being extra. It's insurance, so you absolutely do not miss that one critical moment. And then in post, it's all about speed. You use AI to clip things fast so you can ride the wave of a trigger before it disappears. All right, last section, let's talk about measurement. How do you actually know if any of this is working? I'll give you a hint, it has nothing to do with vanity metrics like view counts. We need to measure what really matters, true contagion. And the one metric that tells you this, the gold standard, is called the K factor. You can also call it the virality coefficient. It's a really simple but powerful idea. It just asks, on average, for every single person who watches your content, how many new people do they bring in? That's it. That number tells you if your content is actually spreading by itself. And this is the magic number, the goal you should be obsessed with. Your K factor needs to be greater than 1. Why? Because if K is greater than 1, it means that every person who sees your stuff brings in more than one new person. And that right there is the tipping point. That's when you're not just getting views, you're getting true exponential organic growth. So, let's bring this all home. The biggest thing I want you to take away from this is a complete shift in how you think about content. It's time to stop just making stuff, throwing it out there, and hoping for luck. That's a losing game. It's time to start applying the blueprint, to start engineering contagion from the very first step. So the question you should be asking isn't, hey, I wonder if this will go viral. The question is, have we engineered this to be contagious?